on. A hero story is good, but it can be better. Because Harper recently passed away, and now he is in heaven. If you're on YouTube.com/a hero story, heaven being a good thing, as I confirmed earlier before recording. Angels are good. Ahoy! I'm the comic book hunter. Also, it's just Hunter.
Well, we just lost like half of our Catholic and Christian base. Thanks a lot, Hunter.
Yeah.
Hello there. I'm History of the Flash, but you can call me JD.
They're cursing you for being heretics. I'm Tyler, also known as Comic Boy.
I'm Harper, aka Comic Rebirth, and who would have thought that I'd actually make it to heaven?
Yeah, I'm honest. I wouldn't have put money on it.
I wouldn't have thought so either.
Insert Paul Rudd, not meme.
Not
Why
me,
is the background on your video like just light?
because I'm in heaven.
Okay, sorry. For those of you just joining us on A Hero Story is a podcast all about superhero comic books, comic book movies, comic book news, you name it, we probably talk about it. We're going to start off this episode by reviewing a movie that recently came out, Wonder Woman 1984. After that, we'll go over the news of the week and then the comics of the week. This week's comics are King of Black #2, Iron Man / Doctor Doom, King of Black tie-in, and The Amazing Spider-Man #45, I believe?
55.
55.
55.
Thank you. Well, that was about 10
You're way
issues
off.
off. We read it. we'll talk about it. After that, we actually have 4 announcements for A Hero Story. So stay tuned until then. Oh, also, as you're listening, you might notice a little thing different. We got a new logo. It's a little updated, and we got some nice colors on there. I don't think Tyler's seen it yet.
No, I was looking for. I was like, where is it?
Okay, well,
I have not seen it yet. No,
I'll send it to you right now because
I'll get my live reaction.
Yeah. Okay.
What if I'm like,
That's
I like
There's a
this.
part
it
of
sucks.
it, Tyler, that I think you're gonna hate one aspect of it.
All right, let's see.
I'll send both, the ones with the text and the one without. Okay, take a look. Everyone else could see it, and the listeners, unless you're on iTunes, because I don't think we know how to change the iTunes.
Oh,
picture.
okay. No, I think that's cool.
Okay.
The Kirby crackle and whatnot. That's awesome.
Yeah, I got a little Spider-Verse in there.
Yeah, it looks like that's cool.
Yeah, so
like
it
it.
was designed by an artist. His Instagram handle is JSCL_art. So if you want a commission by him, send him a DM. He's Canadian, so Canadian prices to US pricing is vastly different. But if you're from Australia, like Harper, it's fairly similar.
He's Canadian, so don't expect quality of any sort.
Well,
You can probably pay him in Timbits though, right?
yeah, he likely will accept Timbits, Tim Hortons in general as payments. So feel free to send that instead.
Oh no, we forgot. We'll do it next week, listeners, but we forgot to order Hunter anything from Timmy's this week.
Oh yeah.
We were gonna do that.
That it wouldn't happen this week because there's a movie to review. So
That's fair.
We focus a little bit more on that. But next
maybe
week,
that would get you through.
Wonder Woman 1984. You guys all watched it. Harper just watched it as of recording. Like he just came out
seconds ago.
Before we go over the good and the bad and all that, what are your general thoughts?
This movie's bad, but it could be worse.
Yeah, it was. I first came out. I was watching it like this is weird. Like I don't know what they're doing, and then I finished it and I was like, I mean, it could have been worse. And then I've sat on it for the past couple days. And I was like, that was just terrible. Like seriously, not good. Like upsettingly bad.
Facts.
Harper?
Thank you.
I'll be honest, and I don't want to like destroy the podcast by saying this.
I liked it.
Maybe it's a hot take, but
It was good.
I must admit that this movie is pretty shit.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'd be worried there.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
so dumb. It's so dumb.
It could
Really-
be. See, the thing is, if it was dumb and it wasn't like stupid,
Playing it.
sappy, saccharine, dumb, then I would.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my god.
It's taking itself so seriously, but it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Is it taking itself seriously? I thought it was kind of just.
But like
playing
that, I think
dumb.
it was.
Oh, I felt like it was.
I feel like I guess this is something we'll get into when we talk about it more in depth. But I felt like they were like, well, that's what's like a superhero of the '80s. Oh, Christopher Reeve Superman. Let's just do that, but stupid. And that was already pretty stupid.
I mean, you can still watch the Reeves well, maybe not all of them, but like Superman 1 at least, and be entertained. Understand where it's coming
for
from.
half of it, yeah.
Well, I mean, you know it's at least
Yeah.
made in the 80s, not made in today's time.
Yeah.
So for what it is, I feel like Reeves Superman movie is entertaining because you know what to expect. But this one, I feel like we were all excited for it.
Oh, I was so excited, dude. I thought it was gonna be the best.
I
really
wasn't
Yeah.
that excited. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of the first one. I think it's good, but when everyone was like saying it's like the greatest thing since sliced bread, I was like, all right, let's
Yeah, it's
relax.
I don't know if everyone will agree with me, but the Blue Monday trailer is perfect. I think it's one of the best superhero movie trailers ever.
Blue Monday.
Yeah, the original trailer, the one that's like dun, 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 dun.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I have
yeah,
to do the song now. Yeah, yes,
Damn,
that
was
trailer.
impressive.
Yeah,
Great, now it's gonna be stuck in my head for the next 2 weeks.
but
But
it's
that song
that
was at
trailer
least
is so
good.
good.
That
Yeah,
never
but
played in
not
the
even in the
movie, I don't think. Yeah.
No, they played one 80s song in this 80s movie. It's called 84. It's called Wonder Woman 84. And there's one 80s song.
I guess we'll start off by the shorter segment, going over the good of the movie. What did you actually like about it? After we'll get into the bad and the rants and all that. But what do we like about this DCEU movie? Which, by the way,
Yes.
is now the lowest ranking movie, like for DC on
All right,
IMDb
well,
or
it's-
something like that.
It's not that bad.
Yeah,
it's-
I don't think
no,
it's that
better
bad
than-
either.
It's better than like Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad
and-
was the lowest rated, but now it's this movie here. I think it's
Yeah.
because so many people were
Who
expecting
seriously is
it to be
paying
good.
attention to IMDb ratings anyway?
Apparently, I am.
Like, come on. It, like half the people that follow like follow and review on IMDb will just like tank a score like 2 weeks before it's out because IMDb lets that happen. So
Yeah,
like
it's got a 5.6
cares?
on IMDb. That's pretty.
it's like when people bring up Rotten Tomatoes, it's like I don't think you understand how it works. How about you just like enjoy the thing you enjoy and don't like the things you
All
don't
right, I'm
like?
on IMDb though, and I looked. The first review here is, "How can the first Wonder Woman have been so good? ... And this one is so horrible. What the hell?" All caps.
I was literally about to say
Wait,
that on the show.
that's my review. Don't expect my
Yeah.
IMDb account.
That's
brilliant.
pretty much. I love the first
star.
movie. I'm maybe a bit different than JD here, where I actually think
I'm
the
not
first
saying
movie
it's
is
bad.
really
I just think so many people like talk about it like it's like the best superhero movie ever.
Yeah.
I think it's
I gave
good.
it,
I
like,
think
a
No
9.
Man's Land is like one of my favorite superhero scenes ever. But like, it's a good movie. It's not a great movie.
84 didn't really have that No
I'm
Man's Land.
I'm
scene.
willing to agree. It's like for me, the first Wonder Woman movie is good, and then it's great, and then it's god awful. Like the third act.
Yeah,
I
ending.
know-
Thank
yeah.
you.
I know it's been spoken to death, but it's so bad.
Yeah,
It's so and it
Hell
upsets
no.
me,
Well,
and it's just
That's worse.
It's
Gal
depressing.
Gadot is not a good actress. Can we just like put this on the line
She's
here?
really trying
Not a
though.
good actress.
You
I
know,
don't think
here's
she's
the thing.
bad.
Like
Not a
with the
good
first
actress.
movie is that, you know, I liked her and all like the characters around her, and it felt like everyone was kind of on this like level playing field. And like Tyler was saying, because like it's being played straight, but that was during World War One, so it felt like
Yeah,
it
the
suited.
war to
But
end all
in
wars.
this, there are no like she doesn't have like the crew that she's with. Like she has Steve Trevor and he's good, but there's no, you know, there's no group of people. And so it felt like every scene when it was like her time to shine, I was like, oh, she's like up against all these real actors, and she doesn't hold up to like real actors. You know what I mean? I was
I
like,
don't know.
oh, she's trying so hard, and I like commend her for it. And she looks like exactly how you would want like Diana to look.
Oh
Like
yeah,
even
100%.
physicality,
Oh,
the way
the
she moves in
costume's
action
great.
scenes.
The
Well,
costume
like not
is
even
way
not even
better in
just the
this one.
costume, but like even just the way she moves. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's how I would expect her to do it. She's like physical acting is really good. She's kind of got that Hayden Christensen thing,
Sure.
where like
Oh, we're talking about that in the bad. We're
like-
talking about that in the
okay,
bad.
yeah, the running,
We should
the
move.
running.
What about? I mean, you could barely even see. Yeah, okay. I know this is just I'm jumping around here, but why? I understand that we're not supposed like the world doesn't know that Wonder Woman exists, and so they film her like, oh my god, who could have done this? Even though it was very clearly a woman in like a tiara and like a metal dress. But that scene where Cheetah is walking through the park and that drunk guy tries to talk to her, and then there's just like a whoosh of sound, and then Wonder Woman's there, and it's just the dumbest. Like, just show us. Like we know what Wonder Woman looks like.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's
Oh
like
my
every
God.
scene it needs to be
Yeah.
a surprise. Who is it? Who could
Who
it
is
be?
it? Who could it possibly be? I wonder who. Wonder Woman 1984.
You know, the whole time I'm watching this movie, I'm like, wow, has no reason to be set in the 80s. Like I kept waiting for
Yeah.
like where's the 80s
Oh my
moment gonna come?
It
Like
was the
I thought like a
80s
flock of
moment.
seagulls was gonna come on and like she was gonna be running to I ran so far
the
away or
parachute
something. Like,
pants was it.
like
It was
something, but
basically
never
just the
happened.
first like 20, 15 minutes when Steve Trevor was first brought back, and it's him reacting to the 80s, but you could have done that in present
Well,
time.
I'm wondering-
I think Patty Jenkins just wanted to use the 80s mall, and then
Yeah.
after that she's just like, I don't care about the 80s anymore.
Well, I'm wondering if she wanted the 80s because Maxwell Lord was like this 80s tycoon kind of person, but that didn't need to be in the 80s. Like Maxwell Lord was a character that's like an 80s stereotype of a businessman, but that didn't need to be set in the 80s.
Mhm.
You know?
This
Yeah.
could have been present
He
time.
didn't
This could have
even
been
he
after
didn't need
Justice
to be
League.
an oil tycoon. He could have been literally anything else.
Yeah.
Like it feels like he's only an oil tycoon because it's the 80s and they're like that's
If we can
80s.
talk about Maxwell Lord, the character and the writing and everything is so just terrible, but Pedro Pascal is just the greatest. He was hamming it up so much. He was having so much fun.
Yeah, he was loving
yeah.
the role.
Yeah,
but
he was having the most fun of his entire life, man.
Like
Like
you
you
too
can tell.
much screen time. I found like I didn't expect him to be the main villain. I thought it'd be Cheetah.
I love
was
how
like
we're
the main
supposed to be talking
character.
about the good and we're like going straight into it. But that is like that spot on. I felt like Diana was barely in this movie, and she was barely a character in this movie because it was mostly like Maxwell Lord.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
not
so
even
much
Diana.
Maxwell
I
Lord.
felt like we saw Diana Prince way more than Wonder Woman, which
And
I know
then we
that's
didn't
most
see Diana
superhero
Prince that
movies,
much.
but it's just there's a gap in this movie, which I felt like was like an hour and a half where we didn't see Wonder Woman at all.
Also, yeah, it's so long.
Mhm.
Why?
I mean,
it's-
we're
yes.
still on the good part.
Wait. My
It's
favorite
so
my
long.
favorite thing about Pedro Pascal in this whole movie has nothing to do with this movie. He posted on Instagram about his experience on Wonder Woman, and he said his caption said, "I had the time of my life because #women."
Hashtag women.
What does that even mean?
I think
I
it
mean-
was Tyler that said in a group chat, he was just like, give him a break. He's like 45 years old. Like, he's trying his best.
he said poggers on Twitter today. He's
Oh,
he's
God.
Yeah,
something-
he said it multiple times.
trying,
He's
he's
just
How do you
He's
do,
just-
fellow
he's-
kids?
he's having
But that's
fun.
the thing.
Your life is
Maxwell Lord in
poggers,
this
but it could
movie,
be.
when Maxwell Lord is being like a good guy in this movie, is like a goofy dad kind of character, and that's like what I picture Pedro
Well,
Pascal
that's
as. Like
exactly
he
it.
just
It's
seems
like-
like a fun dad. Like he's the one cooking the barbecue, and he's just like, hope I didn't overcook him. You know what I mean? He's got that like,
It was
oh, hey,
like,
kids, how you
yeah,
going?
it was totally just like he is so dead serious near the end of the movie about his goals, even though his goals are the dumbest thing. If I know it's like anything can be stupid if you describe it stupid, but his plan was that he wanted to get a magic rock so he could turn into the magic rock and then use that rock to take over the world.
He
Like-
wanted everyone to love him by giving them what they wanted.
Yeah,
So
but also the lesson at the end of the movie is like that your wishes. What is it? Don't wish for a better future, or because it's
You're
selfish or
cheating.
something. He was
Yeah.
a kid that got abused by his dad, and he's not allowed to wish for a better future. She said, "Now give back that wish."
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot
And-
they
and
showed a
it's
little
like-
bit of his backstory.
It's like, and I know I don't want to scream about this, but I did tell Harper like the shit they do in this movie is just it feels so irresponsible. Just some of the stuff they're saying and they're doing with like the setting and like the
Yeah.
politics and
Yeah.
like the lesson at the end of the movie is just like what this is like the worst. What did I learn? Don't
Yeah.
wish for a better future because it's selfish to just be okay with what you have. Get abused.
Basically, yeah.
Oh my
Um,
god.
The good part of this movie, I enjoyed the flight scene.
I like that too.
I
Oh,
felt
yeah.
like that was
Yeah.
the no man's land scene of this movie. Wonder Woman learning to fly. I thought it was really well done.
If you're not going to
It-
use the Foo Fighters Learn to Fly, who cares?
I mean,
Oh,
I cared a
JD, very
little.
impressed.
Was she?
Thank you.
Did she
Thank you.
fly? This was the thing I was thinking. Was she flying or was she like Buzz Lightyear? Was she falling with style?
No, she was flying.
Because
She was
trying to
flying,
ca-
but
they
she
were, like,
needs to
catch
give
the
herself
wind.
like a bit of. Nah,
Yeah.
she definitely was because like that whole speech in her head that Steve says about
But
you know
Steve says
flying.
catch
It's
the
like you
wind.
just catch the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
maybe
she's like a plane in a
gliding
way where
long
like
distance.
she could fly, but she needs.
She's just like a plane in a way, which needs fuel.
I did like how she was flying with her arms out instead of the Superman, because in the comics she
Yeah.
actually usually does fly with her arms out. So
I don't know if you guys thought this, but like there was a point in this movie. It must have been when they go to where did they go to? Egypt, right? They went to Egypt. Yeah.
For some reason.
And then
They
Wonder
went to
Woman's
Cairo,
there.
yeah.
And then I'm thinking, like, for me, that was the tipping point of, is this silly or is this serious, like this movie? Because I seriously thought, is she gonna like spin and turn into Wonder Woman, like Linda Carter or something like that? And then they just and like, I feel like the movie couldn't decide what it wanted to do, if it was funny or dumb or serious and like saccharine and sappy. Like the last 10 minutes where she's just has a rope to him and telling him,
Oh
give up
my
your
God.
wish. And
That is the
Batman music is
funniest
playing.
thing.
It was so stupid.
That woke me up. Like I was like
The
falling
Beautiful
asleep in
Lie?
this movie, and then Beautiful
Yeah,
Lie
I
plays.
did notice
wait,
that.
wait. BVS.
Wait,
Wait, hold
hold
up. What are we gonna see? What's it gonna show? I don't thought it would show like the Waynes. I was thinking way too ahead.
This is the thing. Like, I know we're talking about the good, but I think the funniest part of this movie is right towards the end, where she like, we're doing spoilers, yeah, and we've
Yeah.
already spoken.
Spoiler
I've
warning.
already-
We're
I've
yeah.
already
okay,
spoiled
okay.
it.
For those who are worried about spoiler warnings, don't, because you don't really need to see it anyway.
Yeah,
she
honestly,
like
it's
has,
hard to
has
spoil
the
this
rope.
movie.
So she's like, trying to get Max to be the hero and renounce his wish.
Yeah.
The funniest part is he's like, I renounce my wish. And then he just like scuttles away. Like he just lightly jogs off. And it's the funniest visual. Diana's like on the ground, like trying desperately to save him. And he's like trapped in this beam of light looking like Dr. Manhattan. And he goes, I renounce my wish. And then just scuttles off. Like,
Yeah.
it's like
Oh, yeah,
there's
it's
supposed to be a cut. They didn't
another
cut
Did
it.
anybody not care about his son? Every time they showed his son, I was just like, I don't
I
care.
have something to say about his son.
They had no reason. Like his son was like obviously he's a kid actor. I'm not gonna be like, oh, he's a terrible actor, but like that character was just, Dad, be the good guy, Dad. And he's like, no, I'm gonna be a bad guy. And then he sees this and he's like, no, I gotta be the good guy.
His son wore the same clothes, I'm pretty sure, for every single scene. And he never left the office building. We only ever saw him in that office building. And in the end, he's like walking around the streets.
All right,
Yeah.
Washington.
And then he emerges from a forest.
Yeah. It's like, what?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I
Does
guess
the world just get over this?
I guess we'll get to the bad at this point. Unless you
world
guys
just
have more
moves
good to
on.
say.
It's kind of scattershot.
Was any of that good?
Yeah,
Pedro
that's the one
Pascal
good
is
thing yet.
fun.
You know what?
Chris Pine as Steve Trevor is good.
Yeah.
The soundtrack is really good.
What soundtrack? Oh, the music.
Yeah.
What?
You mean like the Hans
music.
Zimmer, like the
The
score?
Hans Zimmer stuff, but when you say soundtrack, we think like 80s
No,
songs.
I was
Oh,
thinking.
I mean like the
I
Hans
didn't
Zimmer. I
even-
thought he did a good job in this movie.
Like
I
I didn't
didn't
hear
even
one
think it
Van
was
Halen
great.
song or like I don't know, Don't Stop Believing or something. Like I kept waiting for it.
I have
anything,
HBO Max for this reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, wait, no, actually, I'll go on with it. You were gonna say something.
Oh no, you can go ahead.
Oh, I was
just
gonna
saying we're
say
getting to
the
bad now.
posters. The posters are the most bright, colorful thing you've ever seen in your life. It'll give you like a seizure if you look at them for too long because there's so many fucking colors. But then this movie is just dark
Gray.
and damp, and like the
Well-
cheetah fight at the end. What
Yeah,
even
that's the
happened?
thing.
And it's
Yeah.
underwater. Oh my god!
I like
That's
because
a
I
good
saw that
point.
meme that was just like they used up all the
all the
colors,
colors in the
posters,
poster.
and then
Yeah.
then when I watched the movie, I was like, this is actually like pretty colorful. And then like it hit the 2-hour mark, and the last 30 minutes are like a Zack Snyder movie, and like you just can't see shit. Like, what's the point of wearing that golden armor if it looks like silver in every scene? It
What was the
doesn't
point of
look
the
cool.
golden armor period? Like
Yeah, she
there was
didn't need
point of
it.
It
Because she
so
was
funny.
already powered up by that point. She
Yeah,
had her
that's a good
powers
point.
back.
movie's so
She
stupid.
At
didn't.
least with like Guardians of the Galaxy, and I know JD covered years Thor Ragnarok, they have very colorful posters, but their
Oh,
movies
totally.
are very colorful.
I think going into this, and again, JD, cover your ears. I think going into this, expected this to be like a Thor Ragnarok, like a fun, kind of airy kind of movie with a lot of colors and whatnot. But then it was just whatever this was. Like I seriously
Yeah.
expected this to be a lot of fun and just like a breezy 2.5 hours, and then it was this.
That was the worst part for me. Is I said to my partner, I went, all right, well, I gotta like watch this in the morning, so like I gotta just quickly do this, then we can record the podcast. And I saw 2.5 hours, and I went, oh no. It's just like no. I was so upset, and there was so many parts. Like, can we talk about the fact that this movie has 2 intros? Like, you do a cold open in like a movie, right?
That was an intro.
You have like a
It was
10-minute kind of
30
segment,
minutes.
and then you're into the movie. That's what I mean. You have like the Themyscira stuff with Jesus God, that goes so long.
I thought it was gonna mean something by the end.
The whole message was like,
Don't
don't take
cheat.
shortcuts in life.
Yeah,
but
don't
like,
cheat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, don't wish. Apparently. Oh my god.
But that Themyscira scene, like, what was the point of showing Diana do a triathlon for?
It was literally just
30
for that
minutes.
message, which you could have covered like in a flashback
That could have
that
been
takes
5
30
minutes.
seconds.
I
That could have
guess
been 5
it's
minutes.
supposed to look cool.
I
Like,
mean, yeah,
oh,
it did
you
look
see the
cool and
culture.
all, but then like,
It was supposed to. It was supposed to be like, oh, you get to see the Amazonian culture.
yeah, and
I
you
don't-
could show
I-
you could show Darkseid on Apocalypse. That would look cool, but it had nothing to do with the plot.
Yeah.
Like this Themyscira scene had nothing to do with the plot.
yeah.
It was
Yeah,
unnecessary.
it was almost like if you just shoved Doomsday into the end of your already shitty movie to make it longer and shittier. You know
Or
what I mean?
Steppenwolf, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
Or a
okay.
hologram of Steppenwolf.
just
Okay.
attack and
Yeah. Okay.
the
I
civil
love
war
BB.
in this podcast.
Got BBS and posters in the background here. Respect.
JD's just done.
I don't know. I really didn't realize I had so many bad things to say about it. But I
think it's because we all expected so much, and it's interesting because usually fan reactions tend to get your expectations down. Cover yours, Tyler. The Last Jedi came out. A lot of people didn't like it. I saw like
Yeah,
the
no, I
very,
know.
very late showing, and I feel like that lowered my expectations for the movie.
yeah.
So when I saw it,
I
I
try
wasn't
to-
as excited. But
Yeah.
Wonder
I
Woman.
saw it
the-
opening night, and
I
I just
always-
went, that
yeah,
was
no.
weird.
I always try to catch the first wave of something. So like The Last Jedi, I saw it midnight, and then I came back and I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I like that. And then I went to sleep and I woke up and the world had ended or whatever. And then this, I watched it as soon as it came out, like 12 or whatever, and I finished it. And then the internet was very slowly catching up, and everyone was like, I think that was at least a movie. Like,
Yeah, not
we
many
at least-
people talked about it.
yeah, we at least watched it, but then yeah.
I watched it near the end of the day on the 25th, and the only reaction I got was Tyler saying, "Wow, this movie's very cheesy," and JD replying, "Yeah." That was the only thing I knew about the movie.
Yeah.
Well, because I don't know.
Yeah.
It was pretty early on. It might have been that same.
It was the mall scene, I think, because you said you were like.
I
20
said it
minutes
had.
into it.
I said it had a Chris Reeve vibe to it, which I think it was intentional. I think it was going for that kind of Christopher Reeve Superman type of vibe. But I don't think they knew. Like the thing about Christopher Reeve Superman is not it's not a template. You can't just go, let's make this like Christopher Reeve Superman. Christopher
Yeah,
Reeve
exactly.
Superman is Christopher Reeve Superman.
It's
No.
yes.
If you want to do that, just do Wonder Woman, but well. Don't just go, we're going to mix all these elements together. We're going to put Trump, Maxwell Lord in this, and then we're going to put whoever in the, like, you know what I mean? They're just all these
Why
elements
was
together.
Maxwell Lord the villain when you advertised Cheetah so much? Oh, Cheetah. We should talk about her. Like Tyler said
yeah.
before recording, Electro in The Amazing
Amazing
Spider-Man 2.
2. JD said the Riddler in Batman
Riddler
Forever.
Batman Forever, yeah.
Yeah, it's just every nerd gone villain.
Yeah.
What was even her motivation again? She wanted to feel powerful.
Yeah, and then she
Yeah,
got the
she
power,
wanted
and
to
then
be like
yeah, oh, yeah,
Diana
why was
because
she
she was a-
fighting Diana?
She wanted to be an apex predator. That's not very
Yeah, she wanted to protect Max because she thought that Max was like this really good guy.
I will-
even though
alright,
he
you know
was
what, I will
very
admit-
obviously not.
those parts where he was kind of very obviously manipulating her. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this is kind of. I was like, I felt uncomfortable. I was like, geez, like this is real. Like people do that shit. And
I
Maxwell
actually
Lord
like-
is like a
I
real
actually-
like that's like a real person you could meet. Like that's a dickhead and like is just using you and whatnot. Like I feel like I was like, damn, like this.
Yeah, he was.
They were
already-
doing
like
it well.
Like
yeah,
the-
they were.
It
like
could
the
be
jet
a hot
scene.
take.
I
but
think it's mostly
think
Pedro
she
though.
was good.
Mhm.
Do you think
What were you
was
saying,
good?
Harper?
Kristen Wiig was good. I don't know if that's a hot take. I think
I think
Kristen
she-
Wiig was good.
No,
I think she was.
so too.
Yeah.
There-
I think
there's
she was
some
as good as
scenes
she
that
could have been.
bother
She
me,
wasn't
but I think
given
it's
a lot to
mostly-
do, and her turn is like so abrupt, where she beats up the dude that looks like Joss Whedon because he was like hitting on her. and everything.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
also
she-
like the
Ray
writing
Fisher
Him
is
is
like
like,
a
"Grrr."
soccer ball. Like that was hilarious.
We never got closure with the homeless guy that she used to give food to. Like she didn't like go back to him and be like, I'm good now.
yeah.
Well, we didn't really get closure
didn't
to
get-
her story either.
Yeah, no, she was just up on the top of the
yeah.
hill, and that was the
That
last time we saw her.
bothered me
Right?
so
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
what,
much.
wait, what? You know, when the electric wires were going down while they're in the water, I'm like, I wish I was in this water so I could die right now because
Oh,
this is
Jesus.
terrible.
She said,
You wish you
she
were
said,
Harper
"JD,
right
you
now.
You can
I'm
ascend to
sorry,
heaven with me.
Barbara. She's like, I'm
I'm
sorry,
not going there,
Barbara.
buddy.
And then she shocks her, and I was like, all right, so we just kill people now. That's what we do.
That's what I
apparently.
thought. Yeah, and then it was just like, no, I just incapacitating you.
Why'd you say
was
sorry then?
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm gonna slightly knock you out. Like
Yeah. I'm
Imagine
gonna
if
fry
Superman
you
was
for a
like, "I'm
second.
sorry, Zod," and then snaps his neck, and then the end movie you see Zod looking at the sunrise.
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
right.
yeah.
You're just
And
like,
then
okay.
Zod's like, "Ow!" So,
Yeah.
like, oh god, what a fucking movie.
I
Imagine that was a line of Man of Steel. Zod just going, "Ow!"
and then
Ow.
watching the sunrise.
Hey,
The thing
what
that bothered me the
hell?
most
Yeah.
was Cheetah was back to Barbara at the end. I didn't like that. I thought Cheetah would maybe disappear and we'd see her in the future.
Well, she
Like
did she
Black
renounce her wish
Panther.
off screen, and that's why she went back, or did she just change
I
back and
don't
not
know.
renounce
I
her
didn't
wish?
get that. I was hoping she'd stay as Cheetah and they'd be more like, because her role was
How did-
very lower than I
how-
thought.
I also
thought she'd be
assumed
more
that
like Black Manta.
everyone, like, wouldn't
How-
everyone's
wait,
of wishes been
how did
reversed
the
anyway?
lady who,
Because
how did the lady who dropped dead renounce her wish?
Yeah, did she come back to life?
because her husband or her partner wished for her to drop dead, and then we see him go, "I renounce my wish," and then people doing CPR, but we never see her wake up. So for all we know, she's just dead.
I'm
So all right, I
Is-
was just thinking. So at the end of the movie when Maxwell is in like the Dr. Manhattan chamber staring up or whatever, and she's got the lasso on him and she's like, nothing good comes from lies. Who lied? He's telling the truth. He's like, wish and I'll give you, whatever you want. He wasn't lying. Like the whole
He's
thing was
manipulated,
yeah,
but he hasn't
did it.
lied.
Like the whole thing was, the truth will set us free, and the truth is the best thing ever. Nothing good comes from lies. But I feel like wishing isn't lying. Like the
no
movie.
way the entire world renounced their wish. There could
Oh
be
yeah,
some
no.
person like, "Oh, this is fake. I wish for $20," and suddenly like, "Oh crap, $20." I'm not gonna be like,
Diana
no.
proved that you could bring someone back from the dead. So
Does
if
that
there's
mean that
a
original
guy,
guy had to give back his cup of coffee?
Yeah,
No, yeah.
yeah. The
I
first
renounce
guy.
my wish. I don't want the coffee.
but like
And he
Diana
just throws
proved
up coffee.
you could bring someone back from the dead. So you're telling me there's someone in the world who like lost their husband or lost their wife and they wished I want them back, and they came back and they just went, actually I'll rescind this wish because some woman in a golden suit told me to. Like no way everyone in the
Their
world.
dead brother
I
is
was
just alive. Like,
thinking,
wait, what?
I
Or
was
they
thinking,
took,
like,
no, they would take
once,
the body of someone else. I forgot they
Oh,
do that.
God.
once
I hate
Max
that.
Lord, says, "I resent my wish," and blah, 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 blah. Because he was the stone, wouldn't that, like, reset everyone else? Like,
I
because
guess
it would
so.
have never
Yeah.
happened.
Well,
That's
yeah,
what I
guess.
kind of thought.
But the
One
whole
thing-
world, God, I thought that was so cheesy when it, like, reveals that she's like, "I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to everyone." And then it, like,
How many
cuts to the
times is
streets, and I
that
was-
going
I
to
was
be the
like,
reveal? How many times is the reveal going to be that she's got the lasso on the person?
Yeah, right. Aquaman
One-
and Justice League.
I might be thinking too much into this, but why did
Probably.
Steve have to come into another person's body? Because the
It's
president's
magic.
wish.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
hold on.
yeah.
But the
It's-
president's wish
Yeah.
was he wanted more nukes and stuff. So we random nukes spawn and they're launched, and then he goes, "I renounce my wish," and they disappear. Wouldn't that
Yeah.
mean the
No.
actual? Didn't he launch
Steve
all his
Trevor.
nukes? What about the nukes that he launched that they had?
Well, you see some of them launched in the air and they start exploding, and I'm like, shouldn't they just stop existing, not like explode? Like there shouldn't
Yeah.
be debris.
Well,
Some
some
of
of
them
them
were
looked
gonna
like they
zap
had like
out.
the almost the Thanos snap effect of like fading
What
away
even
into
are
dust.
the
Yeah.
rules of the stone? Because Diana doesn't wish; she thinks of something.
Thinks-
But then Max makes everyone say you wish. But then later on, all he says is, "I need you to think about this thing." So can you just make a wish on accident? Because that's what
that
Diana
was
did.
okay, but there was
Diana
also the thing where
accidentally
he
brought
has to
Steve
be.
back to life.
He has to be like touching them right, and then when he's in the president's office, he's like, "Oh, this will touch pretty much everyone on the planet." And
Oh, just
and
their
Max goes,
minds, yeah.
yeah, he's like, "Oh, it'll touch them," and he's like, "That'll be enough for me to manipulate them." But it's like, I think he's just using that as a turn of phrase. He's not saying that like this will physically.
Well, the
touch
president
them
actually
and-
said like it's just a phrase, but technically, yeah.
Who even was the
yeah,
president?
it's like so he never needed to touch anyone anyway. So why
the
was he
president
like?
was just some random guy.
It's kind of like
Yeah, I
that
thought that
weird
was funny.
the Watchmen movie president that he sounds like Nixon, but
Well,
like
he should have
looks
been
like
Reagan if it was that time
Yeah.
period. But also, if you're gonna do like politics in Cairo, and if you're gonna do political shit in the world, why not just make it Reagan? Why just do the president?
But the
Weird.
use of the Cold
Because
War
that would
was
be
so-
too political, Tyler. They don't
use
Oh,
like
like
it,
Cold
commit-
War was
wasn't
so-
political enough to build a giant wall in Egypt.
The use of the Cold War was so poorly used in this film. Like you think about X-Men First Class, brilliantly uses the Cold War to kind of build up to the final scene on the beach.
Yes.
In this movie, I didn't even care about the Cold War. I was like, all right, they're sending nukes, whatever. Like Made no difference.
I kind of wanted the world to end. I was tired of it. I was like,
Oh.
All right, Manhattan. All right,
Out
Tyler
of
Hatton.
context, comic
Oh,
boy.
damn.
oh man.
Yeah.
I was just like, because it got so dumb at a point where they're like, everyone's gonna blow everyone up. I'm like, all right, fucking do it then. I just stop
Okay.
threatening me and blow up the world. I want to see it. You know,
We can have
Question.
something that big because then the present time movies will be like, why is
yeah,
no
I
one
know,
talking
yeah, I
about
know,
this?
but-
It needs to
Do you
be
guys
something that
find it,
happens
like-
and ends.
I know,
because it's
I
the
know.
80s.
Do you guys find it funny when at the end of the movie it's like Christmas and she sees the guy who was inhabiting Steve's body
It's like
and
a
they have like
Macy's
a little
ad.
flirty moment and he walks off and I'm like, that is so like she's standing there with the knowledge. She's like, I had sex with that guy and he
Which
didn't know
is
he
something
was possessed by-
major that I don't know
which
if
is
they really thought
but that
about
guy
it.
has no idea and she's just standing there just like in her
Yeah.
mind just like
I've
Yeah,
seen
no,
you
exactly.
make
And
it.
also, why was it filmed like that? It was filmed like a Macy's ad. Like, what was up with that? It was
Because
so
it
weird.
blew back out to like the
Yeah.
full screen. I dead set
Oh
said
my
this
God.
looks like it's about to go. I'm Gal Gadot and I love
Yeah.
Prada.
Or it was like a
you can have
Hallmark
some-
movie. No, totally. Yeah, no, that's exactly what it was. It was like Hallmark Wonder Woman Saves Christmas or some shit. Ugh.
Because it wasn't widescreen anymore, yeah. So they just cut
Yeah.
to like a commercial almost. Also, Steve,
was
okay,
bizarre.
we haven't really talked about him mostly, but Steve in another man's body. What happened to that other guy? Did he die? Was he taken to another area? Did he
No,
have
it was
friends?
his
Oh yeah,
body.
like what was he doing while Steve was? Yeah,
Like,
Oh no, he just
did he
woke
have a
up behind
job?
that wall. He was like,
Did he lose
hell is
his
that?
job
"Where am I
from not
here?"
showing up to work? Did Diana and Steve pay his rent? Did his family go looking for
Oh, yeah,
him?
they just went through his clothes. They ransacked. Like, it was such a weird thing to talk about the response. Yeah, no, totally. Wonder Woman at the movie is like, she's like, I don't know if I can give up this wish because then I lose you. I'm like, Diana, that is someone else. You have
Yeah,
to give up the
that's- yeah,
wish
that's
because
it.
then you're stealing this guy's life. Like, you
you
give up the wish.
realize that Steve's back in another man's body, and you're like, we should
He's
go back
dead.
to your bed.
Yeah, put him in like a dog or something and hang out with the dog. Like, I don't care, but don't put it in another body or something. Oh,
They
my
should have just
God.
had him come back. I feel like no one would question if he just came back.
Yeah, it's
And-
magic
That's the thing, yeah,
already. Like the
But
wall
you don't have
appears.
to change. You
It's
literally don't
Maxwell
have to change
Lord.
anything
Yeah.
in the plot to accommodate that. You just when she kisses him
Yeah.
and leaves him and goes, "I renounce my wish." Maybe she walks off, looks back, and no one's
He's
there,
gone.
and you're just like, "Oh damn!"
Yeah, no, totally. It's like
but I
the
thought it
wall,
was so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was
the
so
wall
funny.
in
She went down-
China appears out of nowhere. It's not like, or not China, in Egypt appears out of nowhere. It's not like they took the Great Wall of China and they moved it to Egypt or something. It
Dropped
didn't
it.
exist, It was something
Same with
new.
the
They didn't-
nukes. A lot of
Yeah,
the nukes just
oh.
vanished, kind of thing. But you could do that with Steve.
I
but you
hated this
didn't?
movie. I really didn't realize how much I had. Like,
Yeah.
how many issues
I
talking
knew this
about
would
it, I
happen
was
as soon
like,
as we started talking about it. I was like, "This is just going to be a rabbit hole, man."
Oh man.
This is like Birds of Prey bad.
Oh, it was worse than
What do you like
that.
better, Birds of Prey or this?
Birds of
Like
Prey
either
is-
of them.
Birds of Prey is stupid, but it knows how dumb it is, and that's something I appreciate in anything.
I think
This
I prefer
movie
the
is like-
action. In
This is
Birds of
like
Prey, I think.
Suicide Squad bad. This is like
Yeah.
almost Justice League level bad.
Almost.
Ooh,
I don't
that's
know. I don't know about that.
I
Good.
hate
Think-
Suicide Squad like a lot.
I do
Like a
too. I
lot.
really dislike
It's
it.
really bad.
When Harley Quinn said that's a killer app, I almost vomited in my drink.
What about when Joker does that? Wah, wah, wah.
What about when he says hunka hunka?
It made me
Oh, my.
uncomfortable. At least like Wonder Woman, I'm like,
don't want
okay,
no
well,
beef?
there's moments in
You want
this,
no
like the
beef?
flight scene or Beautiful Lie play, maybe like, oh, what's gonna happen? Suicide Squad made me uncomfortable and bored, and also
What is this? Some kind of Suicide Squad? Winks at the camera.
Ugh.
In
no,
this movie,
Steve
Wonder
Trevor
Woman
should've said-
legitimately
yeah, no,
winks
he
at the
should've-
camera. That mall scene was
Steve Trevor should have said
terrible.
fucking.
It
what is
was
this,
terrible.
Wonder Woman in 1984, and then looked at the camera. You already said Invisible Plane.
I agree with this. The mall scene was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like-
yes.
Okay, here's a part I liked. I do like when they're taking off in the jet and all the radars are picking up. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Steve. I forgot to tell you about like radar. Like they'll be able to track us like anywhere we go, even
Oh,
like if
yeah.
you fly out of the airspace." And he just goes, "Well, shit, Diana." And it's
Yeah.
like so honest.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was so funny.
But turning invisible doesn't stop radar.
Yeah, that was
That's
so
what I was
stupid.
thinking. Yeah, like it
I
doesn't.
mean-
You're still an object there.
Because I guess like the island, she says it's the same island that kept, or it's the same magic that kept the island invisible, and nobody could see the island on maps or anything. So I guess I guess it makes sense
I
like
It's
that.
because
hated
it's
that
magic.
scene,
It's
though.
'cause it's magic.
I did it with a
Yeah.
coffee cup once. I still can't find it. Shut up. It's so
Show
stupid.
me.
Wonder
Yeah,
Woman
show me the
doesn't
coffee
have
cup.
that in the comics too. Like she doesn't have that ability. Why does
Well,
she
the
suddenly
thing
have
for
it?
me is you can fix that entire thing, like this whole idea that she's only tried it once. If you just go, look, you've been away for 40 years. I've learned some things in the meantime. And she just does it. And then Steve's like, how did you learn that? And then she says, well, it's the same magic that hid the island. But it's the fact that she goes, I've only done this once. I don't know if it'll work. And then she rubs her hands together and
And
then
it
does
works.
it.
Like Mr. Miyagi's it, and then all of a sudden
Yeah,
the plane
she's
just
just like,
disappears.
Yeah, she
like,
believed hard
okay.
enough, and then Steve Trevor said it's like an invisible jet, which I actually thought was kind of great. I love that. That was.
I like that
pleasant.
scene
that's
too,
because
but
Chris Pine
also
delivers that stuff really
Yeah.
well.
I don't know. Like
Did he like
I'm
this
not
movie?
a pilot
It
or
didn't look
anything,
like he
but
was having a lot of fun.
he did. But I'm no pilot, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But I don't
I'm
think
no pilot.
flying into fireworks was smart.
Oh, also he
was
he
dumb.
wait. Last time he flew a plane was in 1917.
On a
It's been-
biplane.
It's been over 60, almost 70 years.
And he's
And
like,
he
yeah, let's get it started.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Yeah,
just the
you
same
flew
thing.
like a rickety biplane in World War
Yeah.
One, and suddenly you're like
Yeah,
fighter
he
jet.
could
I know
turn to
that.
the side and drop a bomb out the window, but in this one, he could just drive a fighter plane.
Literally.
I do think it's funny when he the first thing he sees that shocks him is
Oh my
just like
God.
a commercial airliner in the sky. But that's not that different from like a World War One
You
cargo
would,
plane.
you would recognize it as a plane.
Well,
Yeah,
he
you would
did-
just go,
I'm
"Oh,
pretty
that's
sure
a
he did
plane, but it's
recognize it.
white and it's sleek." Like when
It's not a
when they
spaceship, you know.
when they
Or
unveiled that like
Santa.
new Tesla car and it was all cubey and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I didn't look at that and go, "Whoa!" I just went, "Oh, there's another car." Like it's like I don't know why it wouldn't blow my mind.
Well, it's just like imagine if you suddenly were transported to the year 2077. What makes you a criminal? And you see like
Yes.
future
Shut
cars.
up! Shut the hell up!
And there's people with cybernetics in their hands, and they're like really terrible.
You'd probably be like, "Oh, that person has a robotic arm."
Wait, I don't get the reference.
Well, maybe it's because like
Cyberpunk.
the generation
Oh.
we're
It's
brought
just
up in.
the
But like
Keanu
if I
Reeves
saw
commercials.
like in the RoboCop remake where they're giving like people prosthetic like
What a
robot
weird-
arms.
What a
that-
weird.
I know. But they're
Yeah,
like
you guys
they're
know
like
famously in the RoboCop reboot.
top remake.
I actually
when
have
they-
seen it too. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
If I saw that on the news, like someone had gotten like this perfect robot arm that works like Anakin Skywalker's, I don't think I would blink twice at this point. I feel like we're so
Yeah.
accustomed to things that maybe like in it. Like remember
Okay,
when
well, if you were in
was it NASA
1917,
that revealed? Yeah, no, but that's what I mean. Like remember when NASA unveiled like this footage and they were like, "We don't know what the aircraft are in this footage. We have no idea." And the whole world was just like, "Oh, who cares? Like we're done with UFOs. Like we don't care anymore."
If
Yeah.
anything, Steve Trevor should have been more shocked about like seeing cars because like in 1917, what did he see? Like a T model Ford? Like he saw
Yeah.
like he saw like 2 cars on the road. Like now there were like a bunch of cars on the road.
Yeah, that's a
Season
good
Knight
point.
Rider
He,
would
he
blow
doesn't
his
have any
mind.
reaction, but
Like Steve
but to a
Trevor's like,
subway.
like a Cadillac. Yeah, that's cool. An airplane in the sky. What?
Yeah.
I did like the air museum scene where he goes to the.
I like that
Actually
too.
see
That was
that.
like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
one
yeah.
bit of the movie. I felt like the movie needed more of that. It
Yeah,
needed more. It needed
heart.
coincidentally, it needed more wonder in this Wonder Woman movie. Like, you know what I mean?
Wonder Woman was
Ooh.
barely in this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we were saying.
Also, the
earlier,
action
like,
was terrible, right?
It was short. Also, the White House scene when Maxwell Lord and yeah, that as well. Maxwell Lord and what's his face, Steve Trevor, they're handcuffed, and Cheetah like pushes them apart, and the handcuff breaks. Wouldn't their hands break too, or their wrists?
I guess
Skull
not.
versus flesh.
Magic.
That bothered
Yeah.
me a lot.
No, but he wished for it to be done.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But
yeah,
don't
wish-
make wishes.
I thought some CGI
Yeah, wishes
was
are
really
terrible,
good.
JD. You forget.
Like when she learns to fly, but some was really bad, like the running scene, and then she like tackles kids to the
That
ground
wasn't
that
CG
are
though.
okay.
That was so stupid. The kids are definitely dead getting crushed by Wonder Woman's like mass.
Like,
Yeah, she
why do you
rolled.
play? I understand you're playing stock on a road. You know it's smooth
They
concrete.
don't hear the
but when
cars
you-
like.
when your car's like and
They're not like that. They're like that
How
dumb
do
kid
you
in
know
Spider-Man 1 that
that?
like the whole parade's going down and he's just standing there like. Duh.
Yeah, you know what? You know what's good in Spider-Man 1 though is that Peter says, "Come on, kid!" Like he
Yeah.
knows that kid's an idiot. Wonder Woman doesn't go,
Yeah.
"Are you fucking kidding me?" You know?
like you hear guns and
Yeah.
trucks coming at you, and you just decide to stand there. I don't know, man.
I guess so.
You guys want to rate the movie?
Here's the thing. Okay. I think it's better than Suicide Squad. I think it's about on par with. It's very, very slightly better than Justice League. So I think I would give it like a 3 or a 4. It's like
I thought it'd be way higher than that.
no. I look. I think I would settle on 4. So my kind of grading system is that 7 to 10 is like good.
This is a
And
teacher,
then
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
4 to 6 is average, and then 0 to 3 is bad.
4 to 6
I
is
think
average?
It's barely. Yes, 4 to
Like,
6.
that's
is
pretty
average.
good.
4
high
out
school
of
guy.
10. You're like, yeah, that's average. 4 out of 10. Really?
Well, that is no. Okay, so you really want me to go into this because I have all of this written down. Okay,
Oh,
so
God.
if you have a 6 out of 10, that's a high average. If you have a 5 out of 10, that's a medium average. And if you have a 4 out of 10, that's a low average. So it's leaning more towards negative than it is positive. So if you have like a 3 out of 10, that's a high negative. It's almost average, but it's not. It's still bad. I have this
Okay.
written down. I can put this on Instagram for those who give a shit, which is no one. So I would say it's a 4. It's barely average. It's leaning towards bad.
Yeah, I'll do like a 5, I guess. I don't really do out of 10s, but I guess it's somewhere in the middle of the road. I mean, it's more bad than good, but I also don't think it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah, I was also
It doesn't
gonna give
help
it a
that I had
5.
to wake. Yeah, it doesn't help that I had to wake up this morning, rush to the shower, throw that post up, and then be like, I gotta watch Wonder Woman right now for the podcast. I was not in the headspace. I was like, here we go. I gotta churn this out.
Did you watch it with anyone?
I sort of did. Alyssa was getting ready to go out for the day, and so she
You're like, wait.
sat and
come-
she sat and watched the last part, and at one point I just went, God, I just want her to turn into a cat lady. And she goes, a cat lady? I was like, yeah, she turns into a cat lady. And I was like, and she's like, okay.
And then she did for 3
She did
minutes?
turn into a cat
For some
lady. Yep.
reason. She didn't even ask. She said, I want to be like an apex predator.
Apex
Do you
Predator.
think she turned into the
I
chief?
said
She was
to-
like, what the this is not what I meant.
said that to her.
Like,
I literally said that to Alyssa. I went, couldn't he have turned her into a great white shark, and she's just flopping on the ground?
yeah, he could have turned her into anything. Yeah, totally.
any Apex Predator.
Apex
I
predator.
do think the cheetah design's good. And when you first see her up above and her eyes kind of have that white glow to it, I thought that looked cool.
If I could
But-
fucking see anything, I would say it was kind of cool. But I couldn't see anything. 'cause
Most
everything
scenes
was
were shown in the
grey.
trailer, I felt.
Yeah.
I feel like I got spoiled.
There wasn't a lot of it to show, was there?
Yeah.
How come
not
everyone in
really.
that final battle is Spider-Man?
Yeah, they were swinging around. I felt like there was much momentum to it too.
Mm.
So
Every
Wonder Woman
Spider-Man
swinging
movies
on
have
lightning
momentum.
wasn't as cool. I thought it'd be
Oh.
so cool, her swinging on lightning, but she
It's
just doesn't.
only the exact same scene from the trailer,
Yeah,
and that's it.
she
You don't
just,
see
I
more
thought
of
it was going to be like a cool, oh my God, she learns how to swing on lightning. She just
I thought it'd be like she
Yeah.
meets Zeus, and Zeus helps her, guides her.
Yo, JD just turned purple for a
JD
second.
turned purple.
I saw that too.
Anyone see it? JD just turned purple.
I saw that. I was like, what's
JD,
Reality can be
is that not on purpose? Did you not have a purple light that you just shone?
JD turned purple for 1 second. Oh my god.
Explain yourself.
Explain
happened.
yourself. You turned purple. I was like,
Legs turned to jelly.
I used the stone
Dude,
to destroy the stone.
Can you imagine if JD went purple and froze and then dropped out again, and we're all just like, no, not again.
You know what?
Does that mean it wasn't me? That means it must be what we're recorded on.
I did tell you I have
Any
Australian.
point
I told you I have Australian Wi-Fi today.
For those who don't know,
Anyone
a
could turn
couple
purple at
episodes
any
ago,
moment.
Harper, his video on YouTube turned purple suddenly and then froze, and he said a Thanos quote, and then his entire internet crashed. So he was looking to the camera, and suddenly the light slowly turned purple.
ah,
And then
I'm just turning purple. I'm just turning purple. I'm just turning
And then
purple.
from there-
intentional,
He's doing
though.
that on
He's doing that on purpose.
Yeah, I did do that on purpose.
Oh.
The legs turned to jelly.
Oh
and
god, I
he
got so
crashed.
hyped.
I'll put it back to normal now. I'll have my purple episode one
Oh
day.
my
But
god. So anyone can turn purple at any second. This is brilliant.
Anyone
Who
can turn-
knows what's in for the future of this podcast?
Tyler
It's
needs to.
It's
turn
Among
purple.
Us. Yeah, it's Among Us. I already am purple.
You're wearing a purple sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you
he's
wear that
already
on
dressed
purpose
in
for
purple.
today?
No.
We should drop a Hero Story merch someday, and it's just purple clothes, nothing on it, just purple.
Just but like down like in really like small lettering on the back, it just says like legs turn to jelly or some other Thanos quote.
Like on the
so
shoulder or
small.
something, you'll have Harper's face.
Hunter, what's the
Just like-
what's the rating? What's the rating of the movie?
Oh yeah, I give it. I'm gonna agree with Tyler for the most part. I give it a 5 out of 10.
Am I purple?
Oh God.
You are a little bit.
Oh, okay. All right. I just wanted to see if I could do it. All right.
The purple episode.
JD, what do you give it?
So this movie's it's really not good. Like I kept
Yeah.
waiting for that moment where it was gonna like take off, and it just never happened. Also, I thought the after credit scene was so stupid. Like,
Oh, what the
they,
fuck?
they,
Yeah.
they were talking about
I
it
didn't
for
mind
like 2 weeks, where Patty Jenkins was like, I didn't give it to any of the critics because I wanted it to be special. Like, this is gonna be a big after credit scene, and then it was that, and I was just like,
I thought they
Yeah,
were gonna
like-
meet. They never met. It was just a
Like-
scene where you go, "Oh, she's that character from the movie."
From Supergirl.
It's Linda Carter's cool, but like, did they? I feel like they just did that because they were like, guys, be happy when you walk out. I wasn't
Yeah.
happy.
I
All right.
literally thought the after credit scene, like based on Patty Jenkins' tease, was gonna
Yeah.
be like Donna Troy or something, and I was so excited.
Oh damn! That
And
would
then I saw that crap.
major.
So
Yeah.
That would've
Um,
been huge.
it's not as bad as Birds of Prey, Suicide Squad, or Justice League.
As
but
if
it's
we're
close.
ever getting fucking Donna
So what do you
Troy.
give it out of 10?
4,
Okay. So average according to Harper.
not below average.
No,
Much below
no,
average.
lower average. God, just
Okay.
because you don't Canada boy, go eat your Timbits. I bet you can't even count how many's in
I
the
would
Canada boy.
love some Timbits right now. I am so excited for next week. Where you order me some Timbits, maybe.
Yeah.
Now we'll go back to the regular episode of the or we'll start the regular episode of the podcast. Very little news week, very little comic week. So we'll just get through this. Starting with Wonder Woman 3 is confirmed. Patty Jenkins will be directing it, and Gal Gadot will be returning, and it'll be set in the present time.
Yay, Wonder Woman 2020. It could only be as big of a fucking mess.
Despite Wonder Woman 1984 getting a lot of negative reviews, it has been watched by a lot of people. So Wonder Woman 3, I mean, I'm not against this. Wonder Woman 3 has to happen. It's Wonder Woman in general. I wouldn't mind a different director, but I think
Yeah.
you can't just
I didn't
ditch the
think-
character.
I didn't
Thor
think
2
she
was bad too, but we still
I
got...
didn't think she was gonna do it because of she's doing Star Wars next. So I
Hmm.
guess she's gonna do it in between that Star Wars movie or after it, which
I'm thinking after,
got
because
a lot on her
Star
plate,
Wars
man.
movie
I
is
wonder if
coming
this movie will
2022.
also be written by Jeff Johns, even though they all don't want him at Warner Brothers.
It seems like a lot of fans.
Wait,
don't
he
want him
wrote
either.
Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah.
This is one of the worst
It
writers.
was him, Patty Jenkins, and one other person they wrote.
The dialogue is literally like.
well,
let
here
me
no,
read
here's what I
Harper.
thought, and I've said this to Harper, and he's disagreed with me. But if you look at all the things
No, I
Jeff Johns,
partially agree.
if you look at all the things Jeff Johns has worked on DC live action, they're all this. They all have the same issues: Wonder Woman and Titans, and Aquaman. And Stargirl to a lesser extent, but they're all like big and stupid and have just terrible writing. And I
didn't
don't
mind
want to say it's
Aquaman.
him.
I defend
You
Aquaman.
didn't- Why? Nobody's paying you to
Aquaman-
do that.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Hunter,
Permission to
do you,
come on board.
Hunter, oh man, maybe I will have to reevaluate Wonder Woman because I also hated Aquaman.
Yeah, Aquaman, I hate it too.
What?
Yeah,
There's
I
a lot of
hate
Aquaman slander going on here.
I
It's
think
so
I think
bad.
that movie is shit, Hunter. I'll be
It's so
honest.
bad. It's like a lower tier Fast and Furious movie. Like it's as good as like whatever the best Transformers movie is. Like that movie is so dumb.
What?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I don't think it's like 10 out of 10, but I think it's pretty good. It's actually
What would you give it out of 10?
I give it like a 8.5.
Oh my god, this guy.
Yeah,
8.5.
I actually
This
do
dude.
legitimately enjoy it. I think the cinematography is incredible.
Okay, well yes, it is.
I think the
yeah.
fight scenes are
Yeah.
good. I think for what it is, the effects
He
are
also
really
likes
well done.
Pitbull's Oceans to Oceans.
I also
gonna
like
say,
this. No, I don't.
Well, you're gonna get married for that. To that
There's a
song,
lot
right?
of I don't know. I thought
Oh.
Ocean Master was a great villain. I really like the idea
He's
of
good.
using
I
Black
like him.
Manta as like a side villain and where he's.
I
being
think he
built
was
up.
one of the worst parts of the movie. I'll be honest. I think that.
Oh my
I think he
God.
was. I think he was like
Okay.
the best part of the movie, probably.
Really, God, I hated that. I hated him in that movie so
I might be
bad.
biased because my favorite supervillain ever is actually Black Manta.
Is Black Manta.
Yeah, show
So-
off the issue. Woo!
There it
Woo.
is. It's right
Yeah.
there.
Right here.
So I might be a little
Somewhere.
biased there, and I love Ocean Master as a villain too. I thought it was a really well done movie for Aquaman's first movie, especially the reveal suit at the end. Why are we revealing Aquaman now?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because Harper and I
Back
hate
to
it.
the
Let's
news.
just
I
go
know,
through
I know
every
JD likes it.
DCEU movie.
I give Aquaman like a 7.5 out of 10, but I really enjoy it.
I think it's a good movie. I think it's good on rewatches too. Going on to the rest of the news, Snyder Cut was announced to be coming out March 25th, which is the fourth
BVS day?
year anniversary of BVS.
5. I know 4. No, 5.
No,
5.
Fifth.
2021. Why is he
Oh
turning
yeah,
around?
yeah. It's not 2020 anymore. Oh, I have the posters behind me.
Oh, I was
seeing
like,
the
what's
date.
happening?
I
Who's
was looking at
walking
the
in?
release date.
I thought someone was walking in because the door is slightly open behind him. I was like, are we getting a visitor? Is it the Timbits?
Timbits are, yeah, in Canada, the order food delivery people come into your room to give you your food.
Yeah,
Bro,
they
what?
kick open your door.
You guys probably trust them because it's Canada. You're like, oh, come right in. Oh, you want?
Yeah, we don't
Oh, you
even
want to
have
share the
vlogs here.
Timbits with me?
We
Oh,
don't have
Colin,
vlogs here.
You wanna
Hey,
share?
you want to have a little cuddle? Hey.
I'm feeling a little lonely today.
Anyways, despite the Snyder Cut coming out March 25th, Warner Brothers said that the Snyder-Verse is not moving forward. They didn't really see a future moving forward with Snyder's vision of, Lois Lane being murdered in the Batcave and stuff like that. So
Wait,
they
you mean
decided they're
killing
gonna
off every character means no future. What?
Yeah, apparently. So despite the Snyder Cut coming out, it's not necessarily going to be continued. We're still going to see these characters appear again, such as the Flash and Ben
Oh, what
Affleck's
a
Batman.
fucking
Even
shame.
Well,
Yeah, I
didn't he
know.
say? Didn't he say he would like to pick it up in a comic book?
he did say that. Apparently,
I think
And he
that
told
would
Jim
be-
Lee about that.
I think
Yeah.
that would be really cool.
I would
read
love that. I would
If it's like the Snyder version of the DC universe, but it's a comic, so I don't have to
Yeah,
sit in a theater and be
I
sad
would like
about
that
it.
too. There's a lot of
Yeah.
rumors last year
There
where
are no
Spider-Man
theaters anymore.
4
That's true. I forget
Yeah.
they're all gone. I don't have to sit and watch HBO Max and be sad about it.
Yeah. There's rumors a while ago that Spider-Man 4 was going to be adapted to a comic, but that was the
Yeah.
Spider-Man announcement instead. Anyways, so yeah, the Snyder Cut isn't going to, or Snyder-Verse isn't going to be moving forward anymore, but the DCEU still will, with 4 DC films a year starting in 2022 moving forward, and 2 HBO Max films a year. Those HBO Max films are expected to be spin-offs from the regular films. So like the Batman is having like the Gotham City Police show for some reason.
Wait, 2
Also,
shows?
Batgirl is going to get her own show or her own movie
Yeah.
on HBO Max, which will be a spin-off from. It's unsure if it's going to be the Batman or Ben Affleck's Batman. And Static Shock is apparently a spin-off movie from something. But yeah, it'll be coming to
Well,
HBO Max.
it wasn't necessarily spin-offs, but it was like lower budget, right? Like something like that.
They worded it as spin-off movies. That's the thing.
I think.
Like-
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That has potential, but you could also just make things so boring with that. I feel like the Gotham City Police show is going to make the Batman less interesting.
Well,
my
it
opinion.
wasn't. I thought the idea of that it would be post Batman being around was cool, but isn't it just before Batman? Like, didn't we just get that? That was Gotham. We
Really?
just
Gotham is cool. I like Gotham.
Oh, I thought it
Yeah,
was.
but
Yeah,
you
I
want
thought it was
Gotham
again?
again, but
Yeah.
different cast.
I thought it was gonna be Gotham
Yes.
PD. What's that book? Gotham Central or whatever.
Gotham
where-
Central by
Rucka, right?
I don't
Andrew
know.
Baker,
Rucka, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, but I thought it was gonna be that where Batman is around, but he doesn't show up. But I think it's
Where maybe the bat
Batman.
signals in the sky, or you see criminals like shaking in their cells, or police talk about it. Do you believe in him or do you not? Kind of thing. That would have been cool.
What is he, Santa or Batman? Do you believe in him?
Well, because he's like fresh. You know when Batman first started off, how he was a myth.
He's
pretty
fresh. That's what you describe Batman as? Fresh?
pretty fresh.
What is he, toothpaste?
He is pretty
I would
fresh.
say
Hey, yo,
young
he looking
Batman.
pretty crisp right now.
He's looking
Mark
pretty fresh.
Ruffalo. You're Batman.
Oh, hey guys, it's me. I'm back.
Mark Ruffalo, what are your thoughts on these DC films coming out
I couldn't give a fuck, buddy.
for the MCU? I guess.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit. Go see Dark Waters in cinemas like 3 years ago.
Okay, Mark, one question for you as well. We have you here. For
Oh,
Mark
yeah?
Ruffalo. If you were
Okay.
to be casted in a DC movie, who would you want to play?
Oh, Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say. Mark Ruffalo from maybe
I-
like Now You See Me Too, where you have slight magic to you.
Yes, no, I'm
Oh,
fully magic. I'm magic in real life, too.
As Zatanna.
No, yeah. Yes, I would like to be Zatanna because I want the big boobs.
And the fishnets, of course.
Why
The
did we?
fishnet.
Why did this happen?
I don't know.
Mark Ruffalo came on the show for a second. Thanks, Mark Ruffalo, for joining us. We'll continue through the news of the week.
Yeah, bada bing.
Why is Mark Ruffalo a sleazy Italian?
Hey guys, it's Stan Lee here.
If listeners like this sort of thing, just
Bro,
wait for our announcements at the end, because there's
fucking
one show that we're
Harper-
doing that will have probably a lot of it.
A couple of weeks ago, it might have been 2 weeks ago, I did an Anthony Daniels impression, C3PO. Blew my mind. Like it actually, I was like, yo, he's here.
We were just in a video. We were in a video call, and just every now and then I would just bring in a new character, and
Yeah.
Tyler would just respond to it. I'd be like, "Hello, I'm Anthony Daniels," and then
I
he'd be
was
like,
like,
"Yo,
yo,
Anthony Daniels!
It's C3PO.
I still
So
can't get over-
delighted you have me on."
I still can't get over the Stan Lee. Like it actually sounded like if
Yeah.
Stan Lee was like going to Vegas to get hookers or
Hey,
something.
guys.
Yeah. Well, that's the
Hey,
thing. I
true
make it sound
believers.
like sleazy Stan Lee. I'm like, "Hey, I'm Stan Lee here, Excelsior. Where's my cocaine?"
Hey, baby, I'm great at Spider-Man. I mean, he kind of has that like high, that kind of nasal voice in a way. but
Yeah, it's like a
high-pitched.
nasally
God.
kind of great. Yeah.
You see that? There's a tear going down my face right now. I'm crying.
Oh my
That
God, he
was
actually-
hilarious. That was hilarious.
That'll be the thumbnail. Just Jamie pointing at us here.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
A hero story goes sad.
Uh,
That's gonna be clipped out of context now.
yeah.
Oh no, that's gonna be it. It's gonna be like someone that when somebody posts something that they're upset about, it's just gonna be with the clip of you.
Me
crying.
pointing to my tears.
Yeah.
There's literally a tear coming down right now.
Yeah.
Superman
right
and Lois had a teaser trailer this week that was kind of interesting. Like,
Who was it?
It was a little odd.
It was
Did you guys watch
odd.
it?
I think I
Yeah.
did.
It's like,
Oh, you know, I watched it. It
they
was
made
like
him. They made it look like it was a painting, and it was Superman just flying around and like shots of actors. Superman will have two suns in this show. Also, his heat vision's red, it seems, instead of blue, which I like. Yeah, nothing else to say on it really. Like, hooray. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who played Robin in The Dark Knight Rises, reportedly met with Marvel Studios this past week to play a character. Knowing Marvel Studios recently, it's either going to be a really new character that came out within the past 10 years or a really obscure character that no one really knows.
It's
Yeah,
Namor. It's
we
Namor.
don't-
He's going to be playing Namor.
Namor. What? No.
No,
What are
I
you
wouldn't like
talking
that
about?
actually.
He
What's going to happen?
we don't know what he meant for if it was a role.
I'm
Because he
gonna
also is
3,000 Timbit. No.
he
Oh my
directed a
God.
movie,
Yeah,
so
it
they
could
could
be writing or directing.
yeah, because he has done that, so it could be that. But I don't know. People say Reed Richards, which I actually kind of like that. I think that
Oh,
works.
I like that too, actually.
But
Ooh.
I don't know.
Yeah, we
Could
don't.
be
None of,
anything.
we likely
Yeah.
won't know for a long time too. So,
Yeah.
anyways, only one bit of comic news, and this is the last news of the week. Is Spider-Man got a new suit that he will be donning in March, not January, like I thought it was, and posted about it and had a lot of comments being like, "Actually, it's March." My bad.
Actually, I know 60 comments already corrected you, but I have to let you know that it's actually in March.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was January. The suit is white
Purple.
and purple and yellow. I don't know
Can
how
you
I feel
see-
about it.
Are you colorblind?
Are you colorblind?
Yeah,
It's gray and
Uh,
blue and orange.
yeah, like not everything's
Mets
purple. Just because
colours.
JD turned purple doesn't mean everything is purple.
And no, yeah, it's Mets.
Extra
It's
jelly.
it's Mets colors. Yeah.
I'm looking
Oh!
at it now.
Oh! Thanos!
Okay. For those
It seems
listening,
to
Hunter
be-
just turned himself purple very casually, and
How do you
That's
get
gonna be a clip. That's gonna be a clip of him turning purple and all of us going,
Oh!
I can't wait to clip that.
That's actually gonna be good. It seems to be white, gray,
Yes.
orange, blue.
And- Yes.
Are you colorblind, Hunter? Like,
this
genuine question.
I actually have so those colorblind tests. I can't do any of them except for one.
Why? Why
So
can't you do that?
My greens, browns, and reds all look the same.
Oh, you fail them.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
you- I thought you meant they just don't let you do them.
yeah,
Like,
that's what I thought. It sounded like he
They
would,
don't
like
let
he
me
comes
the
in and they're like,
building.
Yeah.
And when
Oh
I
my God,
Google
it's this
it,
fucking guy
nothing
again.
pops up. But yeah, I can
Yeah.
only do one of those. The rest, dots. Hey, Kirby Crackle. Are we going cosmic on this test, Doc? But yeah,
Hunter's just losing his fucking mind.
It's because he's hanging
The
out with you
purple
too
light,
much,
man.
Harper.
the purple
Oh
light is
yeah,
getting to my
it's
head.
my influence.
Anyways, yeah. What do you guys think of the suit?
It's terrible, right? Like it's just
I
terrible.
don't mind it. I think it's Patrick Gleason will actually be doing the art on the interior of the issue.
Yeah.
So
Does
I think
it matter?
it's
does
it's not gonna
be-
last, but
Yeah, exactly. It
but it
doesn't
just looks
matter.
dumb. I don't
I
like
think
it.
That's
it-
my thing with new costumes all the time. Is I just
Yeah.
go wait like 10 issues
Well,
max.
it's
and
probably
it'll
just going to be
gone.
for that arc. I can't imagine
Yeah,
this is the
exactly.
big
yeah,
Spider-Man
it's
costume.
him going against Kingpin too. So it's like, why does he need this suit for that?
Nice.
Would you guys use the suit in the next Spider-Man PlayStation game? Because we
Nah.
know it'll be in it.
Probably
It
not.
probably will be, but no.
I'll like put it on. I'll swing for like 30 seconds, then go back to like a different.
It's like fine. Like it's
I
fine.
do think the colors. I mean, I like the Mets colors because Peter is famously a Mets fan because he loves losing, like But he,
Ooh.
but I think it's a fun little thing. I don't know if it's intentional. I bet there'll be a part of the book where he goes, "Oh, it's like the Mets," or or the Knicks, really. But I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, because Peter's
That's it
from
for the
Queens.
news of the
he's a
week.
big- yeah.
I guess we've gone to the comics of the week. And speaking of Spider-Man, there was a new Spider-Man issue this week with a beautiful Patrick Gleason cover.
cool
Which
cover.
why has no one never done this cover before? I tried looking up. I couldn't
What?
find anyone do this kind of cover. Well, okay, hold on.
What?
I mean Spider-Man and webs, like
What?
drawn, made out of webs. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Okay. Did you guys all read this, or
Yeah.
Yes, sure did.
JD? No.
I didn't get to the shop.
They didn't get to the shop.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, I
didn't
didn't get
get
to
to
the
go this
shop.
week.
I had to pick up the gabagool.
I'm
I didn't get to
gonna
go,
make you a comic you can't refuse.
I had to trade my comics for cannolis.
It's from
I would
beautiful
make that
Boom
trade.
Studios.
What's a cannoli?
You don't know what a cannoli is?
What did you just
No.
say? Get out of the Zoom call right now. Get
Oh,
out. You're
I
not
had
welcome
one-
here anymore.
I
Get
had,
out.
like-
It was nice.
Thank
Oh my
God. All
god,
right.
no, don't go,
Anyway,
don't go.
continuing with this podcast, I'll
Yo,
take
he's
it from
gone.
here. Spider-Man issue 55 came out, and it was great. I think it was.
It was.
It was weird. There he is. Finally.
I was kind of expecting, like,
Did you
how many
learn your
issues
lesson,
left
son?
of Last
I don't
Remains?
know
do
what
we
a
have?
cannoli is.
This is it.
This is what?
This is the ending, yeah.
This
Wait,
is
what?
the last issue of Last Remains. It's starting a new arc next issue. Yeah,
What?
I was shocked too. I found that out by the end. The last page shows next issue, and there's a checklist at the bottom. It's like you finished all of Last
Yeah, I
Remains.
thought that was just the checklist for December. Like it says December. I assume then January is a new checklist. No, this
No.
is it.
This is it.
Yeah,
What
this
the
was
fuck?
the final part
What-
of Last
what?
Remains.
See, I was
Okay.
thinking the other day about Nick Spencer and Tom King, and I was like, I don't know if it's their fault or if it's our fault, but I feel like long-term storytelling in
Yep.
comics is a gamble.
Yeah.
And this is just he's really taking
Tim
us.
Zdarsky wins that gamble every time.
No, but even Zdarsky's built up 25 issues long form. This has been 55 issues to get to this moment,
Yeah.
and we're still waiting.
Yeah,
You
that's a
know.
good point.
And it looks like
So-
you'll probably be waiting even longer because if
No,
the
yeah,
next
totally.
arc is going to be,
And that's
this,
what
you
I
know,
wonder is like, where are we going? Because
Yeah.
we're still moving. I thought this would be a conclusive ending to anything, but it's not. We're still moving forward.
I
And
can't.
I mean, I
believe-
think it's going to pay off because Nick Spencer knows setup and payoff, but I don't know.
All in all, the
Here's the
issue
thing, there
was
are-
very much. It reminded me of Death of the Family, the Batman story in New 52.
Yeah,
Except
yeah.
not as good of a payoff.
I was gonna say that had an ending.
Yeah,
yeah.
This
'Cause
was
it is a dinner party kind of thing where all the heroes are
Hmm.
trapped at this party. And at the end, the villain leaves. Batman makes sure his family's okay. Then he chases the villain down, fights him, and there's an ending. In this one, it's just kind of like they're at the party and then it's over. Green Goblin
Yeah.
shows up.
Green
and then,
Goblin
think-
shows up and
I wonder if I really wonder what they could do for the next issue. Like, you know how Tom King did it where Thomas Wayne showed up and then the next 10 were nightmares and they had nothing to do with it. I really
Yeah.
feel like that's what could be happening now. is like this happened. It's supposed to be like what just happened because we even have a blank page at the end.
Yeah.
And then we turn the page. So I wonder if we're gonna pick up or if we're gonna just see something completely different.
I hope we pick up.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird.
I think
mean,
it's hard too because like I think of every run I've ever read that is like this, where it's like this long end game and it takes 40 issues to get there.
Mhm.
But because I was reading it in trade and I was just reading at my own speed, like it never bothered me. I was like, well, if I want to know exactly what's going to happen next, I can just start what the next book is. This is literally like we won't know for how often does Spider-Man come out? Every 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Usually, yeah.
We might not have an answer for this until like mid 2021.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't even know. I remember when they announced that, like, whenever they did the solicits for January and they were announcing, post Last Remains, they were like, this is the end of part 1 of Nick Spencer's big saga. And I'm like, part 1? How many issues is he writing? Like, what is his? He's got a big plan, And Marvel, I think, has trust in long form storytelling because they love Hickman so much, and that's what that's his thing. So, I gotta wonder what the end game of this is, really.
Yeah.
Like what Nick Spencer obviously has read every Spider-Man issue ever, apparently, and he knows all the continuity.
Well, half of this issue was just references to things that I don't know. I was just like, okay, yes, like, Spider-Man
thing.
Read
this in Spider-Man number 40. From
I was just like, oh, Tyler will know what this is, and I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing in the last issue. By the last issue, I mean the last Remains issue, the one that came out last week. It was all about Harry, and it was referencing the big Harry Osborn story in the 90s. I think it's called The Child Within. It's the one where he dies, like conclusively dies.
Yeah, Child
and I was
Within.
like, yeah, and that's a great story, and that's like for many people the definitive Harry Osborn story. And so we're picking up from that. That was a while ago, and it's yeah. Because even Peter says that. Peter's like, dude, that was like in 1980. Why are you still mad about it?
Yeah, he says that was so long. That was years ago. We were kids. Like,
yeah.
Why?
Peter punches a hole through his head.
Peter does kill him. Yeah, and then he doesn't. Yeah. But I remember thinking, I was like, okay, yeah, sure. Pete killed him. Whatever. Yeah.
It's going to please all the Spider-Man fans that love Peter when he's very angry.
It is. But it's also going to upset Spider-Man fans that don't like waiting.
Yeah.
I've already seen a lot of them that are like, not even Dan Slott pasted this bad. I'm like, all right, we don't have to really compare them. Like, just let him, just let the story play out.
Spider-Man fans being impatient. Oh, that's surprising.
I give the issue like a 7.5, maybe 8. I enjoyed it, but also I was kind of disappointed by it.
Yeah, I mean, I did expect more.
Like I was entertained reading the whole thing. It's just when I got to the end, I was like, wait, that's it?
I gotta say, I liked it a lot more when I didn't think it was the last issue. Like I just read this thinking.
Sorry.
So then when you said that, I just like my excitement dropped because I was like, yo, the next issue is gonna be this big payoff. It's gonna be so cool. And then you're like, this is the last one, and I'm like, okay.
I mean, we still might get something in 2 weeks. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
King in Black and Iron Man Doom. I didn't read Iron Man Doom. I'm so sorry.
Iron Man Doom. I read it like 2 hours ago. The best thing ever. Just
actually. Oh my god.
It's such a breeze.
It was amazing. It was so much fun. Iron Man and Doom, I'm sure Harper will agree with me, have one of the most underrated, not friendships, but just
dynamics
in comics, especially in Marvel, where Marvel is generally it's dominated by Doom and Reed. But Tony and Doom have just the most fun. It's because it's two smart guys that are too smart and too egotistical to admit that they think the other guy is cool.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so Doom is like, Iron Man, it would be you're not an idiot. Like you're smarter than most. You're not smarter than me.
Yeah.
You're smarter than most.
He's like your intellect is above average.
Yeah, I guess we can use you. But Doom obviously thinks Iron Man's really cool. It's brilliant, and they've always had this dynamic. Was it in Doom Quest the first time they?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, that was Iron Man. What 150?
149 and 150.
Yeah, we're at what 700 now, something like that. So they've had this relationship forever. 600 something, yeah. But
it would have had to be, yeah.
But it's Doom. It was just so fun. It was so much fun. It was like,
Dude, this is Christopher Cantwell's best writing for Tony, like so far, like
Really?
compared to his
Oh.
Iron Man. I
Well-
think so. It was just because it was like all of the stuff that I liked in his writing, but without kind of any of the baggage. Like it's
without any
just
Peggy. Not Peggy.
yeah, it's just Peggy,
Petty.
Patsy, but it's like
Patsy. Petty.
it's not even that. It's just like, it's just Tony. He has all this, because we'll talk about King in Black, but he blames himself for killing Eddie Brock and blah, 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 even though Eddie's not going to be dead. But still, he blames himself and he's like, this is happening a lot recently. But then the story kicks into gear and it's just Doom and Tony standing on a roof. And then they're like, that's Santa Claus. And Dr. Doom's like, that can't be. That's preposterous. Santa Claus doesn't exist. And Tony's like, I'm looking right at him. That is Santa Claus. And Doom's like,
Yeah.
that's impossible. It can't be Santa Claus. It's so funny.
Doom says, Stark, this is absurd. It's not even Christmas Eve, which is it's like, listen, even if Santa was real, today's not his day.
Yeah.
So
What
good.
Tyler, did you like Tony's line where he goes, "Oh my god, they nullified Santa"?
Yeah, I was like, I thought that was great because I was like, that's Cantwell. That's Cantwell admitting, or not admitting, but acknowledging the Donny Cates-isms. Where it's just
It's just having fun. That's what this whole
Yeah.
issue was. It was just fun. Like, it was such a joy to read. It's funny too because Doom doesn't even like really do anything in it. Like he does a little bit, but he just kind of floats around and just talks at Tony while
Floats
Tony's
around.
doing shit. It's just like so. I don't know. God, the dynamic. It's all I wanted really. Is I just wanted like them together bouncing off of each other.
Yeah,
and
it was
like
great.
you kind of see Doom like he doesn't fully admit it, but he's just like, you're a useful ally in this battle. Like I think it's cool that you can see so much history from Doom quests, from Reoccurring Nightmare, Legacy of Doom, and then Infamous Iron Man where he took over. Like it feels like all of that matters. And this is what we talk about with Marvel a lot, where it feels like, a thing that you read that's from the 80s actually matters now. And I feel that reading this, where I'm like, I can tell all of that history is there. Like, I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
Like, even when they're talking about their secret identities, because spoilers, but there's like this moment where Tony like takes the credit card or like the wallet of this Santa, and he's just like this normal dude. Like, apparently it's not Santa. And then Doom is like, how did he know both of our secret identities? And Tony's like, well, neither of us have secret identities. And he's like, but how come he like analyzed us like perfectly, instantly? And Tony was like, well, because I'm a superhero and you're a supervillain. Like, it's not that hard. And then like at the end, what does he say at the end? He's just like, perhaps Claus is a sorcerer supreme.
Because Tony is like, dude, it wasn't Santa. It was just some guy. And then Doom can't think of any guy one-upping him, so he's like, maybe he's a sorcerer supreme.
It's so good.
It's like we just straight up don't have identities. That's
It's
actually
just
funny.
oh my god, just their dialogue together is just so funny. It really makes me wish that we like have I want Doom to show up in Cantwell's Iron Man now, just
He
for like
probably
an
will.
arc.
He probably will.
God, it's
Jeez,
so
my
good.
camera just died. Rip.
Yeah,
That's all right. But like, yeah, it's just it's fun.
it was great.
I did like this line that Tony has right at the very end, because historically he hates magic and he brings that up so much.
Mhm.
But I like that at the end he says, "Don't let go of all the magic in the world, Victor." And then he just flies off, and that's when Victor has his line. But like there's never a point at all that, even though the world is ending, they never butt heads. Like there's never a fight. They're like always together. Like they're not friends, but they're allies for the whole thing. And there's never a moment where you think that they're gonna beat each other up. And like to me, that is such cool development for both of them together.
It's great. There's a line where Santa just like
Santa.
screams and yells.
Oh,
And then Doom looks at him and goes, "That was extraordinarily profane." And I'm
yeah,
just-
and like his speech bubble is like candy canes and presents and Christmas trees and
yeah,
Doom's just
and,
like,
and a snowman. And then Doom's like, "Watch the language, man. Come on."
I thought this was so funny. It's like Doom is just like sharing his perspective on the whole Santa thing, and Tony's like, if you want to believe he's Santa, that's okay. And Doom's like, preposterous. I'm merely conducting an intellectual investigation of what just occurred. And then Tony's like, yeah, okay, because Santa is out of the realm of possibility in a world currently overrun by sentient black goo. Doom's just like, it is simply an extraterrestrial presence. Like they're just so Doom is like so unself-aware. It's so funny. I love it.
It's the best.
What do you guys rate the issue?
10.
Yeah, 10. Like, because like this is the only problem. I finished it and I went, God, I wish that was longer. And if that's like my one criticism, I think that's probably a good sign. Because I could have done that for 50 pages of just their dynamic.
Huh.
Yeah, read it.
I think I might get it. Yeah. You guys all read King of Black? JD, did you?
Yep.
Nope.
Can I just point out this line that comes from the Santa who's not Santa? He goes, Tony, always such a good boy, and Victor, one of the naughtiest to have ever lived. So funny. Victor's just looking at him like, excuse me?
And then Victor says, how could he know that about us? He's like, dude, I'm Iron Man and you're Dr. Doom.
You're Dr. Doom.
Like obvious, everyone knows that about us.
JD, why did you not read King of Black?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I haven't been to my comic shop in quite a while, so.
Yeah, this came out last week.
Yeah, I haven't been to my comic shop since the week before.
Man.
Your comic shop owner probably misses you, yeah?
I mean, it's a love relationship, so I'm sure he does.
If your comic shop owner is listening right now, what would you like to say?
Please give me a discount.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Okay.
Hey, bada bing, bada boom. I'm friends with Mark Ruffalo and Stan Lee. Give me a discount.
The way you said
I'm going down to my bodega.
The way he set that up was as if he would turn the camera on and your owner, the comic book owner, would be there. What would you say to him if he were here?
He's just sitting next to me.
Yeah.
My camera's charging. I'll turn it on for the announcements in a minute. But...
What would you say to him, JD?
I'd root on everything he said.
Does he know about a hero story?
You're welcome for paying your heating bill. I don't know, like.
Oh,
Ooh,
damn.
God.
Damn, that was kind
Bringing
of
in that real life. You're welcome, pal.
You're welcome.
Does he know about the podcast?
No.
Will he ever know?
No.
Will he ever know? Why do you say it like it's a threat?
Because I'm not on camera right now, so I feel way more confident.
He is anonymous right now.
What
Yeah.
Hunter feels more confident off camera, even though he used to be a model?
Oh, my secret identity.
You just exposed that to the Hero Story crowd. Damn it, Harper.
Oh,
I think everyone could have figured that out. Have you seen the guy?
He's very handsome. He's a very handsome Canadian boy.
Oh,
One of a few.
oh, if a black man could blush, you know. King of Black was really good, and I can't believe you didn't read it, JD. There's a scene where
why can you not believe that? When do I read Marvel?
That's a good point. Yeah. Well,
Can I? Sorry. Hunter, what did you say like 10 seconds ago?
it doesn't matter. I said
Torch.
it doesn't matter.
Did you say? I thought you said if a black camera could blush, and then I thought, did he say if a black man could blush? And then I was like, is that what did you say?
It's because my camera's black. To be
I
fair,
have to know.
I am quoting something very specific that I won't get into. I don't think anyone. Okay,
Here we go.
The Walking Dead.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that niche thing that
Right.
nobody knows
Yeah,
about.
yeah. Who has ever seen The Walking Dead? It's such an indie fan base.
It's not even that though. What was his name? I can't remember his name. He was in the show and he was on Talking Dead, right?
Okay.
It wasn't T-Dog. It was someone else.
No. Was it
You know,
Morgan?
was it Tyrese? Was that his name?
Tyrese, yes.
Okay, Tyrese,
He had a
yeah.
beard.
Yeah, I actually met him, fun fact, but I'll save that for I'll save that for the show announcement that we'll go over after
Oh, okay.
that story because it is awful and I hate it. JD went purple again for a second.
Yeah.
He went purple again for a sec. What is this episode, man?
For like a second. Anyways, he was on Talking Dead and they were just like, oh, your character's so good and everything. And well, I won't spoil the show, but they're just like, this moment in the show was so nice. And they're making jokes. And he was like, oh, if a black man could blush. And they all laughed. And I said that
That's
because
a
my
good
camera's black right now. So I was referencing.
At what point did you say that and go, people will understand this reference? It's just you, white Canadian Timbits boy, going, if a black man could blush.
Because my camera's black of all things. So yeah, as soon as I said it, I was like,
Well, you
why
really
did I
know
say
he's
that?
Canadian because blackface.
Oh,
Justin Trudeau reference. Nice. That was a Trudeau reference.
that. Wow.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
Anyways,
This might be the best episode. That is incredible.
it's the best episode because
Or the
JD
worst
flickers
episode.
purple every so often.
I
We
love
all-
whenever these bits happen and you see JD's like sanity slowly slip away. He was like,
Oh,
we
it's,
used to be
it's slipped.
family friendly. We used to be PG. We used to come on and be like, oh, so I didn't really like Heroes in Crisis issue 6 that much. And now it's just like fucking bada bing, what's going on?
I'd be like, well, thanks for
Stanley
listening
doing
to a
coke.
30-minute episode of a hero story, and now it's a 2-hour episode of flickering JD Stanley doing cocaine.
Oh
What
my
is wrong
god.
with this? That's why we're announcing more things soon. Anyways, King in Black, the Human Torch turned into a nuke at one point. JD,
did,
you
yep.
gotta read it. You gotta stop doing your whatever that word is that I don't know. That you said
What
earlier.
word is it?
Cannoli.
Cannoli. I still don't know what that
Oh,
is.
right.
It's
It's
a
an
pastry.
Italian pastry. Google it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll Google it right now.
It's little
Anyways,
rolls with like pasta sauce on it. And like,
pasta sauce.
How do you know what this is?
doesn't it have like pasta sauce? It's like little rolls of
All right,
pastry. with
you have to
stuff
get out of the
inside.
podcast too now.
Is that not what it is?
No, it's stuffed with, like,
Cannoli.org, Ken
what's
and
it
Oil
called?
Johnson Foundation.
Is it
It's a
not
found-
in rolls?
Oh, cannoli with a C. Oh.
Yes.
Oh god,
that not
I might
what
have to
that
leave the
is?
call. I'm hearing this.
Give me a sec. You know, I'm Googling. I'm
Oh,
gonna
those look
Google.
delicious.
Yeah, they
Oh,
are delicious.
They
I
are.
thought they'd be like meals, but they're like more like desserts.
It's a pastry.
Oh yeah, you said that. I don't know. Harper said little rolls, so I thought
You know,
they were,
one of the most
like, little
iconic lines in
tacos.
film.
Harper.
Yes.
Leave the gun, take the
I
cannoli.
can't see. Yeah,
Even
that's
though- even
literally
though-
that's like exactly what I thought. I thought they
Hunter's
came with
never
sauce.
seen The Godfather, so I guess I shouldn't expect much.
Damn, I'm being
No.
exposed on this episode.
Yeah, this is rough.
Our
All right,
deal in
well.
me and Hunter's deal in 2018 was I would watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy and he would watch The Godfather 1 and 2. I held my end of the bargain.
You did.
Damn, that's he's a bit behind. That's almost
Purple,
again.
purple.
What?
Yeah.
JD, stop flickering purple. It's freaking
Every
me
time
out,
you
man.
do it, I notice that both Tyler and Harper react to
I
it.
don't have any control
Yeah.
over this.
Well, because
It
I
was
wonder
for a
if it's
second.
just me. Like, I wonder if it's my
Do I get to be
fault, and
Thanos
then
on the fan art this time?
No, it's gonna be your tier.
Oh man.
What did the two people that read King of Black think of King in Black?
I thought it was
Did
cool
we
last
think
week.
it was good?
Okay, well, that's good review.
Wait,
guys.
what did you say?
I thought it was cool last week.
Oh my god! I think
Yeah, 'cause
you
it
said
came out a
cool
week ago.
ass week, and I was like, I don't know what that means. What
I'm
what
glad
does
I-
cool ass week mean?
I'm glad I spent a week binging Donny Cates Venom because I feel like I'm enjoying the story a lot more than I was
you read
before,
all-
and I was
did you
enjoying it
read-
before.
Absolute Carnage.
I did. I read Absolute Karma as a single issue actually
It's a good book.
because it tied into the
Actually.
Amazing Spider-Man. That's what I was reading before. Yeah, Donny Cates Venom is actually really good. I would highly recommend. Also, his Thor is a little bit better too. So I'd recommend those. Okay, I'm gonna see if my camera will work now, and bada bing, bada boom.
This was a good issue, even though like not much happened in it. Like it was
Well,
just
Eddie
you know,
dies. That was kind of.
they got Eddie, yeah, and then they took him back, and then Iron Man like adapted the Extremis virus, which I thought was cool.
I thought that was cool too. I thought when that happened, I was like, you would think that's cool.
Yeah, well, it's amazing how connected we are. We just think other things are cool because we know each other so well.
Of course.
Yeah, Hunter, you really just like dipped out of this podcast, dude. How you going?
No, I'm right here. Hold on. Let's see if this will work.
Oh,
Aha!
look at him.
There we go. I'm
Dude,
setting it
okay.
up.
It looks like
Weird
a Blair Witch
reference.
project.
You look like
yeah. I was damn it. I was gonna say
you
it's
guys
like
know who
Comic-
Aaron Ralston is. He was the dude that they
The
adapted
arm guy, right?
126.
Yeah.
You look like one of his videotapes. Like in the canyon.
Oh. We're on hour 8 now, I think. How? 127 hours. Not that bad of a
you said
movie.
JD, you said that's messed up, but like he survived.
I didn't say that's messed up. I said that's fucked up.
Hey,
He still
well, I don't
survived.
swear because I know your dad's listening.
You swear like 8
You
times on this
swore all
podcast.
the
You
time.
Australian.
Oh, fuck off.
I guess now we'll just stop waiting and get to the. Do you guys remember the 4 announcements? Purple.
Purple. The funniest thing is when it happened to me, I just like I didn't comment, but it happens to JD, and every time he has this face on him where he's like, "What is going on?" For like 1 second, he's purple,
Do you
and then
not
he's
notice this, JD?
It looks normal to me.
See, when it happened for me, I knew that I was turning purple. I just didn't understand why I was turning purple.
He's like, I have been chosen.
But I was turning purple. And now JD just can't stop.
Can't stop turning purple. So with the hero story kind of branching off into 2021, not just the new logo is new. We plan on doing quite a few new things for the show. A hero story podcast will stay the same. It's not changing. We're still going to have the same hosts and all that. We plan to hopefully have some more actual writers and artists on the show in the near future. But until then, it will still come out every Friday. We will still be reviewing the same comics, all the new stuff every week, going over the news and all that. A hero story isn't changing. We're simply adding things to people that like it. So I guess I'll start with the first one. We're adding 4 shows kind of thing to a hero story, and these are all going to be exclusive on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/a-hero-story. Yeah, I know. Exclusive on HBO Max. The first one being something that is a completely different audience that you guys could watch if you want. I think it'll be a lot of fun in general. It's going to be maybe an hour long, and that is a hero story D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. I'm a huge D&D fan, a role-playing game where we all just have a good time and it's funny and it's hilarious. And I think we could actually make a really fun episode out of that, just an hour long, where I'm forcing these guys to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, you'll have fun.
I've played before.
Oh, you have?
I've literally never played before. I have no idea. It'll be
It
me
is
learning.
extremely fun. Name it, you can do it in this game. You just create your character and do literally whatever you want. It all counts with the dice, so you roll some dice. If you get a low number, you're going to fail.
I can make my character a mafioso when he shoots the rest of you.
I can be Mark Ruffalo.
You could. That would actually be hilarious if you play Mark Ruffalo, but you have to use that voice when you're playing. So say you're in like a tavern or so. Say you're riding a horse, right? And you're like, all of a sudden, I want to do a backflip off this horse and shoot a rabbit in the eye. You could do that if you roll high enough, but if you roll low,
it's so violent.
The chance you're gonna break your collarbone and then you'll be like weak for the rest of the game. I plan on doing this for like an hour-long episode. If people like it, we can continue, but it's just one thing that we plan on doing sometime this or for 2021. I guess that is this year because since this episode releases on New Year's. Happy New Year. 3 more shows are coming. Do you guys want to say your show?
Can I unveil the name of the one that I want to unveil?
Yeah.
We were discussing earlier. We want to do a Star Wars show, Star Wars discussions, because we never really talk about Star Wars. You guys all have your Grogu's, your Baby Yodas. Mine is up there. We were trying to come up with a name for it because the show was adapted from the name Solo and Rogue One, a Star Wars story, and then you got a hero story. So we wanted to name our Star Wars show a hero story, a Star Wars story.
Yes. For the record, it was my idea.
It was. I think it was you and Hunter, but yes, a hero story, a Star Wars story will be coming in 2021.
So yeah, it'll be like maybe a monthly thing where we just talk about Star. We're all big Star Wars fans, and this is a comic book podcast. I know Star Wars makes comics, but it's more some Marvel DC podcast, I guess. But we're going to be doing like Star Wars specific shows, not replacing a hero story, just being added to a different day of the week or month or something. We don't know how often we're going to be doing it, but it will be like a Star Wars thing. Hey, Ahsoka Tano. A Star Wars episode where we all talk about the latest Star Wars news, if there is that. Talking about
I like to think whoever's listening is just like, what the hell? Like Hunter's like randomly in train of thought, and all of a sudden he's like,
hey, Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah, YouTube. It's basically we're just talking Star Wars stuff. We all like the movies, and we all might have different opinions on the movies. I know JD.
Oh, I bet we do.
Clone Wars is God tier, while Tyler thinks that The Last Jedi is God tier, and so it'd be interesting just to let us all of each other rant about our opinions and how they're all wrong from each other.
Yep.
So yeah, a hero story, a Star Wars story coming soon. We don't know when.
Such a good time.
Already sounds so stupid.
JD and Tyler, you guys got stuff to announce?
The other one, well, I mean, this is not the other one. JD has the last one, but this one is called what is it? Timmy's Talk, right? And it was basically conceived just as an off-topic kind of. When we talk a lot, we talk a lot before we record and after we record and whatnot, and it's just madness. It's just nonsense, and it's stuff that I bet people would enjoy. Except there's no. Like, we don't start recording, is the thing, because this is a comic book podcast. So the appeal of that podcast would just be us just
Jump in.
talking
Shooting the shit.
nonsense about
Well, we'll
anything.
find topics and stuff, but yeah,
Yeah.
it likely won't be much about comic books in general. It'll be more
Yeah.
so like, hey, I met Tyrese from Walking Dead and it was awful. Maybe I'll talk about that.
Yeah.
That's the first episode. Okay, well now we know.
Well, not even that. It won't just be like just me talking about that. Like it will be shorter than Hero Story, I'm sure, like the actual podcast episodes, obviously. But we'll just talk about random things. Maybe we'll have like a guy in a chair, like JD sits down and we ask him questions about his Italian
something
gangster life.
Hunter, is there something you want to ask me? Because you've been bringing this up like all night.
A lot of things I want to ask you because I have a feeling you might have been in an Italian gang. Don't say if that's true or not.
Confirm nor deny.
Yeah. So
wait,
we will confirm.
wait, what?
You will confirm or deny on Timmy's talk. Also, Timmy's talk, maybe we'll have like a dinner episode and we'll all eat.
Oh, dinner party.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
Except for Harper, it'll be breakfast.
Yeah.
That'll be the yeah, exactly. That'll be the perfect time for me to whip out all the voices, though. Man,
Yeah,
imagine
exactly.
Anthony Daniels at dinner. Oh, I love
Perfect.
croissants.
And we can interview Mark Ruffalo for like 30 minutes or something.
Hey, I love croissants.
It'll
And
be
Stan Lee
great.
doing coke.
Hey, I love cocaine in my croissant.
So yeah, it'll just be us for the most part. I don't know if you guys want to watch that or not, but yeah, we have some fun stories that you can tell and just make a mess out of it. And JD, your favorite announcement?
We will be doing like how we did for our rewatch of BVS. We will be watching various movies, and such as Thor Ragnarok, God Kill Me Now, and yeah, we'll give our overall thoughts, reactions, and all that, and you get to see us watch it. So yeah, it's gonna be terrible for me, great for you, maybe.
Yeah.
JD hates
Wonderful,
Thor
actually.
Ragnarok, but we're
But maybe
gonna
that
watch
could
it.
that could also merge with the story, whatever Star Wars thing. Like if we do like if we're talking about Phantom Menace, we could like watch Phantom Menace. If we're talking about Last Jedi,
I'm
we
not-
watch Last
don't
Jedi
I'm
make
type
not.
thing.
I'm
I
not
don't-
watching the
Yeah,
Phantom Menace.
I don't
not
want to
watching
watch
Phantom
Phantom
Menace. I
Menace.
watched it relatively recently, and it is the worst one. It is impossible to watch.
Anyway,
JD thinks that the Phantom Menace is better than A New Hope.
Wait, no,
We've
hold
talked
on.
about this.
Wait,
Anyway.
what?
Anyway,
You better be telling
on a
that story.
filmmaking standpoint, A New Hope is the better made film. I'm saying I'd rather watch The Phantom Menace than A New Hope.
What?
Oh my god!
Oh,
Tuna
God.
tartar, Saboba.
What is
Waddle.
wrong with you? Tune in for content like this on A Hero Story, a Star Wars story.
very valuable to
wait, do it as Anthony Daniels. He's announcing the.
Oh shit! Tune in for more content like this on A Hero Story, a Star Wars story.
Could you do other Star Wars impressions? That was good.
Ota Solo.
Uncle
McCranky.
Owen.
Hello there.
I never could do that one though.
I feel like the
I was gonna
easiest
go
one
to
is
Tasha
probably like.
Station to pick up some power converters.
Yep.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. All right, well, yeah, those are our
That was
announcements,
really
which
bad.
we'll probably post on our Instagram too about the Is a Hero Story Instagram. But yeah, that's the episode.
Did it.
Yeah.
we did. Yeah, we did do it.
Wonder Woman 84
was
is
a
bad. That's the
track.
recap of the episode.
Oh yeah, we talked about Wonder Woman 84. Yeah,
Yeah.
not good, but in the end, good episode. My camera's about to die again. Thanks for listening. You want to do your outro? Harper, you don't have an outro yet.
No, I'm still working. I'll get there, man. It's like a natural progression. Like you don't want the character development to happen like off screen. You want to see it. You know what I mean? It's got to be
Okay.
like a 3-season long thing. Like a
Season
picture
long
like
thing.
take a superhero, right? Like take the idea of a superhero and like you're not making a TV series about the superhero, but you're making like a concept TV series, right? And like I don't know, maybe picture the song that's the theme of it is like how to save a life, right? And so you get about 10 seasons, let's say, where you develop the character. And even though it's a concept, by the end of it, you go, that's a really great idea. I think that's what I am for A Hero Story.
I mean, I'm just asking if you have an outro for a podcast
What-
about comic books. Okay.
It's the,
For A
it's the
Hero
phrase,
Story.
how to save a life.
Yay.
Yeah, okay, sure. Gavin, thank you.
Tell me
Um,
how to end a pod.
If you're listening on iTunes, we'd appreciate a 5-star review or whatever you think we're worth. I mean, with these two, you probably think we're worth like 7 stars now. So thank you.
Oh,
For a hero story,
Bullshit.
I'm JD.
I'm Hunter.
I'm Tyler. That's like
And I'm Stan Lee. And
Yeah. And I'm
And
Excelsior.
And thanks for being a hero. That was awful.
remember,
Enough
every second is a
said.
gift. Goodbye.
Boy.